Hey, cutie pies, it's Lanickia, and I am coming to you for Tuesday, 3/15/2022, with a new episode of The Young and the Restless. Yeah, this was the one. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give it an 8. And the only reason I'm going to give it an 8 is because it didn't really get good until the end, of course, until the end. So I'm looking forward to Friday's episode and all of the cliffhangers and everything that they're going to have going. All right, so just getting people out of the way. Jack, I like you, but your storyline is a little bit boring over there. So I'm going to knock him out. So Jack and Phyllis are back at the house, and actually she hasn't made it there yet. He's talking to Tracy, just giving her an update on everything. Then Phyllis comes in, and he's just talking to her, and he says again how much he appreciates her for really, just supporting him and everything. All right. So then she's like, Jack, are we gonna dig into this? And he says, no, I'm not gonna look into this any further and everything. He's cool. He's cool with not know, with giving Allie space. And I'm just like, well, that's what you did with chemo, and that didn't work out too well. But okay, we're just gonna let you do what you do. So he's like, I'm just cool with giving her space that she needs, and that's it. Okay, so then we see that Allie sends him a text message, and she says, um, have a safe trip back to the city and everything. And Phyllis said, we never told her where we lived and everything. And she, like, how would she know that? She obviously has been looking you up. And he was like, maybe she was curious. They're just like, maybe she was curious. And Phyllis wants him to like go after her. But he's like, no, she just lost her dad. She's dealing with a lot of things. I'm just going to give her time to come to me. And she said, well, at least find the person who was sending these text messages. And Jack is just like, Jack is not Jack. Just like, what are you doing? But I'm just going to blame it on the grief. And he says, I know you're a go-getter, Red, and I appreciate all of the help. And I'm like, because she would have been digging and getting all into this, but he appreciates that she's held back. She's restrained herself. So then Allie shows up. They're about to leave and everything, and Allie shows up, and they have a nice moment. She said, this is one of his favorite. She gave him like a little statue made by his favorite artist. It was in the office and everything, and so he really appreciates her giving that. And she tells him, "I haven't changed my mind. I'm dealing with graduate school. I'm dealing with the loss of my dad. I'm dealing with all the legal issues with the estate and everything. I'm dealing with a lot. I can't put anything else on my plate. But if you're ever in LA, I would love to meet for coffee." And he says, if you're ever in the Midwest, I would love to meet for coffee or dinner. And they say goodbye. And Jack says, until we meet again. And it's just a sweet moment. Jack also talked to Kyle. They FaceTime, and he let Kyle know everything, and just Kyle was just supportive. So that was Jack's storyline, right? So then we go to Adam and Sally, Lord, and they're over there because Adam is like, he's thinking this gonna be a come up for him, and Sally, is just, like, just wait. Victor isn't icing you out or anything, just trust that everything is gonna work out for you. And he's like, okay, yeah, you're right. Now, meanwhile, Victor is talking to Nick, and he's over there telling Nick, I told her about Michael. I told her about, Ashland. I gave her all the evidence, and she still is wanting to believe. And Nick is just like, she brainwashed. We've been telling her that Ashland was no good, and she does not care. It does not matter what we say. Victoria does not care. So at this point, we gotta let her go. And Victor was like, I want you to talk to her. That's my next move. You just have a. And he was like, what can I do, Dad? And he was like, if you just talk to her. And honestly, because I think Victor is like, because she knows we love her, and we had a good relationship with her before this happened. But if you talk to her or whatever, I mean, she already knows you don't like Ashlyn, but y'all had a close relationship. So maybe she could confide in you, say something to you. So he was like, all right, I'll try. So then Victor goes back to the office, and Adam is there. He goes to Adam's office. He tells Sally, I need to talk to my son in private. So he's talking to Adam, he tells Adam he told Victoria everything, and she doesn't believe him. Now, Sally outside the door listening, like, girl, what are you doing? She's outside the door listening and everything. But Adam is just like, Dad, Victoria is the one who caused this whole thing with the family. We all knew how Ashland was. So if you want to blame anybody for bringing the family down, blame Victoria. Because, Adam is trying to get in because he wants that position. He wants that CEO position himself. Okay. So then we go to, child, it was so many people that were at one time. So then we go to Ashland and Victoria are talking, right? So Ashland is telling, now he's trying to do this thing again. He keeps wanting people to think Victor is behind this. So he's telling Ashland is telling Victoria, Victor is behind this or whatever. I mean, who else would be doing this? Like he doesn't want me over the company. And she says, no. I don't believe it. She said, I talked to my dad, and having talked to him, I understand why he's going so hard on these rumors, and I don't believe he's behind it. He loves me, and he didn't want to hurt me like this. So actually, that's not going to work. And he keeps trying to say things and manipulate it. So it's like, it's Victor, and Victoria's like, it's not my daddy. My daddy did not want to hurt me like this. He loves me, and so it's not him. And so, I mean, that leaves Ashlyn to being like, because she confronts him about all the, like, this is a secret trail. You had to know what you were looking for, and it is your company. And he's like, he denies it. He says, I mean, that's what someone wants you to think. I have no way to defend this and everything. And so he's not defending it because he says, I don't know, like, somebody is really covering their tracks and making me look bad. And so she says, well, it's a small company, so it had to be an inside job. We'll just inspect it, and we'll just get to the bottom of it or whatever. And he's just like, I just need to know that you still believe in me. And she's like, yes, of course I still believe in you. And then Nate hits him up and says, we need to meet. Can you meet with me or whatever? And he's worried, and she says, oh no, Nate is your friend, and he saw your medical records, so he knows what you've been through, and everything is okay. Like, Nate is your friend, and he wouldn't turn on you. And he was like, yeah, you're probably right. So before he leaves, he gives her a hug, and when Victoria hugged him, we saw her face, and Victoria is not 100% believing this. But so it was like, girl, why did you let him sign the papers? I don't understand this. You let him sign the papers and everything. It is what it is. So then Nick comes to visit Victoria, right? And she's like, what are you doing here? But you could tell her tone was a little bit different. Like, she was still hostile, but her tone was a little bit different. And he's just like, look, Vic, I care about you, and I love you, and I don't want to see you hurt. He's like, at the end of the day, I'm your brother, and this is put a rift between us, but I love you, and I don't want you in pain. So he was like, you know how I feel about Ashlyn, but is there anywhere in your mind where you think he might have been lying to you? Is there anything? And he's just like, I'm just a sounding board. If you just want to talk, if you just want to bounce what you're going through, you just want to vent, whatever you need, I'm here for you, because at the end of the day, I care about you, and how this is affecting you and your happiness. And she just tells him, she's like, could this all be like, could he be lying? I don't know. She was like, I don't know what the truth is. Could he be like, because she does not want to believe her husband has been lying to her. And I get it. Like, I know we don't like Victoria because she's a little bratty sometimes, but I get what she's saying. Like, I don't even want to comprehend that I fell for this man who has done me this way. I get it. I get it, girl. So I was like, I understand why you have to believe that this man has not been using you for your company, that he did not actually love you, that you've been laying down with this man and he didn't want nothing but your company from you. So I get it. And so she's telling Nick, could this be true? Like, could he be lying about cancer? Could he have lied to me all along? So that's how it ends with them. And so then we go over and we see Nate. And Ashley knew when he came in there, Nate was cold. He was icy. And so he was like, how are you? What's the meeting about and everything? And Nate was like, I wanted to talk to you about the cancer and everything. And he says, Victor's got to you, hasn't he? And Nate was like, no, no. He said, I realized that the only thing I knew about you was all the results I received from you were the end results, and they came from you. And he said, so I decided that I needed more proof. I needed to look into this more. He said, so I did a little digging. And he said, I crossed a red line, but I looked at your x-ray that you said you had a heart attack where they found out you had cancer. There's no cancer on there. And he says, well, you must have looked at the wrong x-ray. And Nate was like, I thought you would say that. So I did some more digging. And I realized you haven't went to chemo with anyone in our facilities or in our neighboring hospitals. You have not had chemo from us. And basically you lied. He said he said one thing I don't like is for you to think that you duped a family, duped Victoria, and especially that you duped me, like you played me. I don't like that. So Nate has been doing all this digging, and so Ashland was like, I could have your medical license taken for that. He was like, that's cool. I was gonna quit anyways. He said, actually, I was going to come work for you. And so Nate is like, but, Nate got another job because who was it that wanted him to work? He had a few offers. He had offers from Lily and all of them. So this is not going to hurt Nate that if Ashland, is like, I'm going to take your medical license. This is not gonna, he was going into business anyways. So he pretty much told him, Ashland was like, and what are you going to do with this information or whatever that you think you have? He said, you left me no choice. I have to inform the Newmans. Nate is snitching. He is telling the Newmans and Victor and Victoria what you have done. Now, Nate, I feel like you should have told them this first before you went to Ashland but I don't see Nate being a man that's going to cower away and hide or whatever. So I think I'm glad this storyline is not. I hope Nate goes ahead and tells us, and this storyline doesn't go on at least this part of it. Now Victoria signed the company away, half of the company away. So that part is going to be like her control. That part is going to be, I think, harder to get rid of Ashland, but this part right here should be easy as far as her knowing the type of man she's married. And y'all, that was Young and the Restless today. It was good. I have to give it an 8. I have to give it an 8. If they had brought Nate in a little bit sooner and all of them, it might have got a 9 or 8.5. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, cuties. I will see you tomorrow for the next episode. Oh God, it's winter Wednesdays. Oh, are we not gonna get Ashley and Nate? Oh, all right. I'll see y'all tomorrow.